Whenever I think of franchises with passionate and loyal fan bases, I think of the horror genre, and how it's amassed fans both young and old ever since it was conceived. The Nightmare series, Evil Dead, Scream, and of course Friday the 13th, with Jason as the unofficial figurehead for horror movies in general. If I could make a Mount Rushmore of horror movie icons, I wouldn't dare leave Jason out of it. Sad to say, though, they barely ever utilize Jason's recognizable appeal for video games. Like, yeah, everybody and their mom has heard about the Friday the 13th game on NES, but that's because it was Jason's only video game outing for nearly 2 decades. I'm not even gonna count the Friday the 13th computer game on the Commodore 64 that tried to pass some guy in black as Jason. Oh, he also disguises himself as other counselors? Like what? This isn't some bullshit possession like in the 9th movie. Jason is supposed to be going around wearing a dress and wig, like it's some Looney Tunes bit. But there exists another game starring Jason, titled Friday the 13th Road to Hell, a side-scrolling beat-em-up released only on Java in 2006, with Jason slaughtering zombie priests, swimsuit models, and triceratops. It's a very slow, boring trek to hell, where the game just up and ends unceremoniously. You're better off playing Splatterhouse. You know, I can't help but feel reminded of Nightmare on Elm Street. You make your way through a church, a decrepit mental institute, then to a boiler room. Never have any of these settings been in a Friday film, so I wonder if this was supposed to be a tie-in with one of the crossovers Jason had with Freddy. After all, this game was officially licensed by New Line Cinema, until it wasn't, so they had to change the title to Thursday the 12th, featuring a totally different character named Slayson, basically turning into a parody. Next we have the mobile phone game Friday the 13th Killer Puzzle. I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel, aren't I? I haven't played this game since it's been delisted, but from what I can tell, you have to swipe to move Jason. That allows him to reach his victims. If you want new weapons, you can buy them thanks to microtransactions. Yeah, no thank you. This game deserves to rot for its pathetic use of the Friday license. Seriously, who the fuck was this made for? I'm genuinely curious. I might as well mention Jason's guest appearance in Mortal Kombat X, since, well, it was awesome. After years of his kills being censored by the MPAA, he can finally let loose and mutilate everyone in his path, like the force of fucking nature that he is. Damn, I wish we had a proper crossover fighting game with all the horror icons present. Mortal Kombat has scratched that itch, but it's just not quite there. Oh well. Now what I really wanted to talk about was the Friday the 13th game from 2017. I always found this game to be such an oddity. To start, it was crowdfunded through Kickstarter, which hardly ever happens with licensed games. Then they managed to get Kane Hodder to do the motion capture for Jason, Harry Manfredini to compose the game's score, and they got the original actors for Tommy Jarvis and Shelley to reprise their roles, and got horror legend Tom Savini to design an original Jason, exclusively for the game's backers. Oh, come on, don't do that to the rest of us. But to summarize, this game was made by Friday fans, for Friday fans, and a lot of people were actually satisfied with it. So check it out. You could play as a counselor who needs to work together with the other survivors to escape or kill Jason and... Oh, right. It's virtually unplayable now online. That's due to an ongoing lawsuit with the film's original creators, and all future content was cancelled, leading to a severe drop in player numbers and the servers eventually shutting down. Can I still play in offline mode? Yeah, I can, but my Jason selection is severely limited now. Only Part 3 and Part 5 are available, and Part 5 isn't even Jason. That's Roy Burns. You gotta be fucking kidding me. So basically, the game had one player assume the role of Jason, and he has 20 minutes to find and kill all the other players that are the counselors. They look for supplies, weapons, and ways to escape while Jason ambushes them. I was always annoyed with the knives and firecrackers they had interrupting your murder spree, but I understand it from a multiplayer balancing standpoint, but that doesn't mean I like it. In fact, I'm even more annoyed with it because it's computer players using all these tricks and defense items. It's just so unfulfilling now. Like, it's fun, sure, but dude, I wish we had so much more at our disposal. Along with the Jason variants, the weapons and bonus kills were also lost to time, all because of the server shutdown. And in a match, once you kill a majority of the counselors, the last one or two are a bitch to find. And it gets old just using the same two Jasons over and over again. This game is sadly lost without its online functionality and unlockables. Well, wait, what about the virtual cabin? Oh, phew, thank God this wasn't locked behind their now-dead servers. This cabin is basically a museum full of movie trivia, Easter eggs, and it has so much immersion to it. It's like an escape room themed after Friday the 13th, where you solve puzzles, look for clues, and use your knowledge of the movies to find out more secrets. Like, check out this basement with statues of different Jasons in glass cases. That's so damn cool. I would love to see this in real life. And there are just so many fun bits of information about the movies, and also this game's development too. In a weird way, the cabin is also kinda cozy. This is a little strange, but I find the Friday films to be good comfort movies for me. But oh man, if you mess with a computer downstairs, one of the Jasons breaks out of his case and starts going on one of his classic murder sprees. It's amazing. But here's the craziest thing about the virtual cabin. Once you boot it up again, try putting in the famous Konami code, and you'll get a debug menu. And after messing with it, the whole cabin becomes all glitchy and there are missing textures and out of bounds areas. But here's the twist. That whole mode, this whole time, took place on the VR deck inside the Grendel, the ship from Jason X. This game mode was called the Virtual Cabin, but it was also called Virtual Cabin in Universe. That is such a cool twist. So you explore the ship until... and that Jason and all future content was cancelled, all because of the legal battle over the franchise's movie rights. That sucks. How could you do this to me? It actually makes me sad that all this passion and effort was killed by feuding rights holders. I mean, hell, even a group of modders that wanted to revamp it were hit with a cease and desist, so not even that could fucking save it. This game is dead in the water, just like Jason.